What's going on with the Kern River? Well, you're about to find out.
This episode is brought to you by Kern River Fly Shop, the most reliable and accurate fishing report for the Southern Sierra and Kern River Valley area. Now here's your host, Guy Jeans.
Hey you guys, welcome to the Fishing Report podcast. Hey, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button right now, and let's check out the Lower Kern. The beautiful Lower Kern River. Hey, if you guys haven't fished it, you got to give it a shot. It's an amazing fishery. Like I've said in other fishing reports, it's a great alternative to the Upper Kern when the Upper Kern gets really big. So it's something to check out, you guys. You can fish all over. There's 60 miles of water coming down from Lake Isabella Dam. Check out the swallows right there. Let's check out the water temperature here at the Lower Kern. You know, the water temperature has gone up, and 56 degrees, amazing. So if you can find these little side channels on the Lower Kern, kind of like this, where the water's actually doing like a whirlpool, you can pick up smallmouth and largemouth in these little eddy lines like this. Super fun. Even if the water's a little bit high to be out in it, so just fishing the bank like this. And I'm totally having a great time just fishing the bank, fishing the edges, and it's just a great alternative to fishing the Upper Kern when the Upper Kern is blown out. So something to check out. Some of the flies you might be using down there, game changers are always great to use down there. White ones, mini ones in the different variety of colors. Crayfish style patterns work really good down there. You know, these fish down there, they're eating shad, they're eating minnows, they're eating pollywogs, so anything that imitates something like that they normally eat fly-wise will get you into fish. Remember to fish some cover, fish the edges, and you'll have a good time with the smallmouth. So I'm out here on the flats, and as you guys can see, all these flats have filled up. And so what I'm going to be doing is using this cover of this tree right here. I'm going to stand kind of in the shadows of that tree and use it as cover. The carp out here are used to these trees and not people out in the middle. So like if you could find a tree or something like that to get behind and use for cover and let the carp come to you instead of moving, which is really hard for us trout fishermen to do, you'll have more success if you don't move so much. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go stand over here and wait for a carp. So if you use that tree as cover, you'll pick up a lot more fish because you become part of that tree, and those fish out there, they like that. Using the Carpalicious fly right here, that's what I'm using out there. This color, the olive one, works really well this time of year. Carp worm works well. You have to look for the fish that are not spawning, the ones that are feeding. So the ones that are moving around quite a bit and following each other, those guys won't eat. So you have to look for the ones and pick out the ones that look like they're feeding. So something to make sure you check out for sure. Also on Lake Isabella, it's been fishing really good for bass. The bass fishing on the Isabella right now is awesome. There's tons of bass in the shallows. Here's a topwater eat on a popper. Just throwing it in these back little bays, super fun. Different color ones too, white and green, stuff that looks like frogs. Damselflies work really good as well. But if you can find these little fingers, they're all over the lake in these little back bays, and fish are definitely all in those. Using flies that look like fish, and pollywogs and stuff like that, crayfish, will get you into fish as well. I like using a fly that's called a clouser, and it looks like a bait fish. And I've been fishing around the lake. I've been seeing lots of threadfin shad, and so bass are just blowing up on these big giant schools of threadfin shad. So using a fly that kind of looks like a shad or a fish will get their attention, and you can pick up fish that way. So again, you know, you look at how I'm stripping. I'm doing little short strips and then pausing, kind of making it look like that fish is kind of wounded a little bit. the Upper Kern. The Upper Kern is flowing about 2,200 in Kernville and 14 above the powerhouse. So this is kind of what it looks like. And you can see right there, there's a big eddy. If you fish those eddies up and down the Upper Kern, just like this big giant eddy right here, you can pick up fish. Water temperature has definitely dropped. It's dropped down to about 45 degrees, as you can see right here. So it's something that is definitely you can do. Just got to be careful. Just don't get in the water. Just fish the edges if you want to pick up fish, and you can have a great time. Hey, I want to thank you guys for watching and listening to the podcast. Just make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to try to do these fishing reports and podcasts every week. So if you like what I'm doing, definitely comment in the comments below, subscribe, and check out our fly shop at kernriverflyshop.com. Thanks for listening, you guys. Talk to you next week.